Hello, everyone, and welcome to another in the Lunch and Learn series that we have here, where we're talking to a we're talking to a Trinity student who is going to share their timetable with us. This is Alison Ward, who is a fourth year zoological sciences student who came through so Alison would have started in biological and biomedical sciences, which is the big general entry science program here in Trinity. And Alison is going to talk us through her fourth year timetable, which will be really, really interesting to see. And also talk us through the various modules and specialisms that she decided on over the years to end up in this specialty. So I'm very excited to hear about Alison's journey, and I am going to hand over to Alison, who can introduce herself. And when you're ready, Alison, you can start sharing your timetable, and we'll just talk through it. But you can introduce yourself. Over to you.
Hi guys, I'm Alison. As was mentioned, I'm a final year zoology student. I came into biomed, or biological and biomedical sciences, but we all call it biomed, because no one wants to say all of that.
Yeah.
So I came in through here. I actually did a PLC before I came, and that really stood to me because in first year they don't really teach you how to do lab reports and stuff.
Yeah.
You're expected to know how. So
where did you do your course?
My PLC?
Yeah.
So I did my leaving cert 2021, and then I graduated from my PLC 2022. I did it in Coláiste Íde.
Oh yeah.
CFE. I think that's Tala.
Yep.
I'm a Kerry woman myself, so
it's over in Finglas.
Yeah. 4 years isn't enough to know where every place is.
Know where you are.
So I'll be giving you guys a peek into my timetable, some insights into first to fourth year, and then if we have time at the end, I'm open to questions.
Super.
So I'm going to share my little...
Yes, let's have a look. Science, because I'm, like I said, I have a humanities background, so we're used to a much lighter timetable, much less heavily scheduled than yours. We know that science students have a lot.
See, we're the opposite. We see what you guys have, and you don't have a lot of lectures, but you've a lot. You're very heavy in the workload that you have to do.
Yeah, it's all library work, and
yeah. So this is see that?
See this? Yep.
Perfect. So this is a snapshot of basically this week. So I'm here, and you might notice that I'm meant to have this right now. I'm not skipping it. The professor is unwell, so it's been postponed for another week.
Good.
It's like so
our gain.
Yeah. So fourth year, it comes with some luxuries.
Yeah.
Where it depends on the kind of person you are. Not many. We don't have as many lectures as we would. I know this looks quite busy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, if you look here, I start at like 10 and I finish at 2.
Yeah.
And it's only 2 hours in a day, and there's a break between. My busiest day is my Thursday.
Yes.
If you notice, most of those lectures, I have 1 lecture a week for a module. So this semester I have 6 modules. 2 of those.
6 modules this semester.
6 modules. It's a lot for final year. Yes. I was thinking that too, but they're not. They're 5 credit modules. So it's basically, it's like 20 hours of work. So when you space that out, basically we've 1 lecture a week for environmental impact assessment. It's like government and policy, and that's only 1 lecture a week for like 9 weeks.
Yeah.
Well, that's only like 18 hours of content.
Yeah.
So when you space it out like that, it's not a lot. And then you have others, of course, that you have multiple times a week.
So let's start on Monday. We'll go through one by one. What is data handling? What is that?
Data handling. This is quite. Is that blurry for you guys, or can you see it?
No, that's fine. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So data handling. On the Monday, it is a 2-hour seminar. Basically, you come in and they'll the first hour is going over what we did the previous week. So it's like a recap. Skipping a bit ahead, on the Friday for data handling, you have like a lab where you do code work. So this is all coding and statistics. So you'll be using RStudio. It's very simple. You've been, if you come in through Biomed, you'll be using it from first year.
And that's a program, coding program.
Like Python, yeah. So it's like it's a coding program for statistical analysis and stuff.
Right.
So the usual stuff that you see in like the Leaving Cert and in your PLCs, you do through this program. It's like basically a supercomputer. So you don't have to actually think about all of your stats. You put in your numbers into this and it spits out the answer and you're like, perfect. All you have to do is make sure you do it right.
Garbage in, garbage out.
So on the Friday, you have that lab where you don't have to show up. It's optional.
Yeah.
And we are mixed this year with many master's students. So this is kind of, it's not tailored for them, but a lot of the master's students coming in might not have that RStudio background like we do.
Yeah.
So it's optional for us because, of course, we've been doing it for 3 years. We know how to do it.
Yeah.
So this is for them when they might need that extra support. And of course, for us as well. So on that Friday, you go in, you have an assignment every week to do. Andrew Jackson, amazing. He upload his like what he wants you to do, his little project. And basically on the Friday, you can go in and ask the TA if you're having any struggles with it or if you just want to verify. So that first hour on the Monday is him, because he's not going to be there because it's like 4 different classes on a Friday because you can't fit everyone into a small room. And if you fit everyone into 1 hour, the TA can't help everyone. So you're broken down into smaller groups to make sure that
TA here being teaching assistant, the classroom assistant.
Yeah. So you're broken into 4 smaller groups of maybe 10, 15 people to make sure everyone gets the help they need.
Right.
Because in a big class, that might not happen, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
So then he'll ask us collectively how we're doing and if there was any issues. And he'll go through it himself as well. And then the next hour is going on what we'll be doing for this week.
Right.
And he's quite nice. It's very comprehensive. It's very simple. I came into this hating statistical. Like, I was like, I hate coding. It's so awkward. It's quite fun. And when you're doing projects and stuff and you want to present like a really nice graph, I'm like, oh, I'll pop that into R and it'll give me like this really pretty graph I can use.
Data visualization.
Yeah, essentially that's what it is. It's basically if you want a pretty graph to show people your results, data handling or putting in your information and getting out things you can use in presentations and stuff.
Super.
So then comparative physiology, that's actually based on, so my capstone, I've chosen to go into developmental biology.
Now, pause and explain what a capstone project is, because it's quite fundamental to how degrees are structured in Trinity, isn't it?
Yes. So a capstone project it's basically your final project. In 4 year, for 1 semester, it changes for every course and for every moderatorship even. So as a zoologist, my capstone structure might look different to, say, the microbiologist's capstone. But essentially what it is it's a 9 to 12 week final project that you do on your own. And it's basically, I have learned these skills in Trinity and I can prove it. So you haven't just been showing up and everything's gone. It's like, I don't know how to handle a computer. You're showing I can study independently. I know how to get information and put it in and show it to people in a way that makes sense.
That is super.
It's very, I think it can be very daunting, but it's very, very simple. And in 4th year, it should be very, very fun because you've chosen very specifically the niche, like the very like very specific topic that you want to do.
This bit, yeah.
So just a bit on that then. I'll go into that later. Actually, I cover it. I touch on it.
I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah. I keep trying to zoom in and it goes to the next slide. So comparative physiology is basically, it's in the name, you're comparing the physiologies of different animals. So basically how they work and what they're made up of. And that's the entire module. So a bit of engineering comes into it.
A bit of engineering?
Yes, because surprisingly, when you're looking at bones, so the bones in an animal, you're looking at basically how much weight, the load bearing that they can handle. So it explains why elephants have big wide bones and why, say, birds have hollow bones and why jaguars have long skinny bones and what they're made up of and why the different animals have different bones. And we do that for almost every system. We can't go much into depth because you'd be there forever and it's only a small module. But she does like touch on as much as she can. And then we get papers if you're interested to look further into your specific topics. So
excellent. Yeah.
And then on my Tuesday, now I think Tuesday's not nice, but I think any day I have a 9 a.m. isn't nice. So,
yes.
On Tuesday, research comprehension. This is new. So before midterm, we didn't have this.
Okay.
It's just after midterm. So even like semester to semester, your timetable changes, but sometimes midterm to midterm, it changes a little bit.
Yeah, interesting.
And that's basically very straightforward. It's a 1-hour tutorial explaining everything we need to know for our capstone. Okay. And each class is a different topic. So yesterday we basically went over what deadlines you have and what they mean.
Right.
Very, very straightforward.
Very practical.
Very practical. The research comprehension, you need to know capstone could be very daunting. You're already trying to figure out your topic and how you're going to go about that. They're going to help you basically, this is what you need to submit for us, when you need to submit it for us, and what we're expecting. And then this is how you start week 1. This is how you reach out to your supervisor. A very practical knowledge that you might not ask because it's like, that's kind of a silly question. So very basic, but very, very useful. Yeah. And then another comparative physiology class. Just a normal lecture again. And then down here we have, what is that? A research project. My screen's a bit blurry, so I was like, I'm hoping this isn't blurry for you guys.
No, it's fine. It's fine for me anyway.
And the research project is similar to research comprehension.
Right.
So that's actually focused on your project rather than understanding what you need to do.
Right. So one is more about the almost like a technical help in structuring and everything, and the other is then a bit more understanding your actual project.
Yeah. So they try to help you out as much as they can. And then today, this is what I've had: advances in behavioral. Oops. And that is it's a class, but it's a tutorial class. So a tutorial is, instead of you sitting there and the lecture is basically what I'm doing and giving you a lot of information, and then you're going to take it away, we're asking questions, okay? You're going to be interacting with me, a bit like what we're doing.
Right. But more conversational.
More conversational, yeah. And sometimes, especially with this class, they'll give you a little worksheet to do before the class, and then you have to finish it before the next week. And it'll be questions based on the topic that you're covering for this class. So basically, I had that. Now, today was different. We had presentations to give. But let's say in a normal, typical week, at the end of last week's class, he would have given a little worksheet based on the topic we'd be covering today. And I'd go away myself with my friends and I'd fill it out as much as I can. And then we'd come in, and the first bit of the class is going over the new information, basically today's topic. And then the second half is going over that worksheet and an in-class worksheet. Worksheet is it's very basic. It's only an A4 page, a few questions at most. And then that way it goes into your head better.
It goes into your, so it's reinforced then. So you're building always on what you did last week, you're reviewing that, you're building up to the next week, and so on. What is behavioral ecology?
So
I told you I had no science background.
Advances in behavioral ecology. You're really testing me now. Don't send this to any of my professors.
I'm a lay person. You can say anything.
So it's basically looking at the behavior of animals in their environment.
Oh, right.
So it's very broad.
Yeah.
My presentation today was basically, we had a list of research papers to choose from and present on it. So for a lot of our presentations is we're given an actual research paper published, and then we have to dissect that and give a talk on it.
Nice.
So it's giving that practical practice to when we eventually have to give our own presentations and talks on our own work.
Yes. Yeah.
And that also feeds into our capstone, because I think we also have to do that for our capstone.
Yes.
Yeah. Is give a little talk about our work.
Yeah.
So it was looking at, my presentation today was looking at the behavioral differences in sociality. So I'll explain that in a second, between urban and non-urban common wall lizards in Croatia.
That is very, very specific.
Are lizards in the city more social with each other than lizards not in the city, in the woods or forest?
And are they?
Yes.
Yes.
And it's also making sure it's not just because of, well, if they're in the city, there's going to be more of them or less of them. It's, are they social or are they not social? Because they're not naturally super social.
Yes.
And the findings was that they are more social, and that's probably because if you're in the city, there's going to be less resources and less food and habitats. So instead of fighting for each other first, you have to work together, and then everyone benefits.
Interesting. Very interesting.
It's interesting, and it's a lot on human impact as well on these behaviors.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. I can see that.
It's becoming more and more relevant.
Yeah, absolutely. As we impact our environment more and more.
Yeah. And then, see, I've lovely breaks. I don't have back-to-back lectures, really.
Yeah.
So it's a nice timetable. Then comparative physiology on a Wednesday is a workshop. It's much like the advances in behavioral ecology, where instead of, it's not quite a lab, it's not a wet lab. So a wet lab is, you're in a lab, you're in your lab coat and goggles, and you're doing something. It's a lab in the sense of it's theoretical.
Right.
So it's a lot like a tutorial.
And these 3 lectures that you have, or 2 lectures and a tutorial on comparative physiology, is it one topic per week and you're getting down into topic, or are each of these on different topics?
So that's a good question. So it can depend on the pace of the class.
Yeah.
It can be one topic a day, building upon, or it could be a topic a week. It has varied slightly. Usually it will be a topic per lecture, so per hour will be a new topic.
Yeah.
But I mean, they blend into each other, so there isn't true like disconnect between them.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd say roughly, generally, the way this works is per hour is a new topic.
Right.
That's the normality. You'll have some where, like, 2, especially in first year, not all of them, but some of them, it's 2 hours and it's the same topic.
Yes. Yeah.
I consider them like mini topics.
Right. Yeah, you're kind of in introductory each time, going kind of quickly through. Yeah.
Exactly, because you can't go in depth. The in-depth part is us going away and going further into it and looking at books
going
and stuff.
Into your research. Yeah.
So they'll introduce it basically and give you the basics that you need to know. And then to really understand it and go into depth, you do that yourself.
Yes. Yeah.
Like, no, like they do give you everything you need to know in the lecture. But obviously that's only like surface level. And like in an hour, think about an hour, it's only surface level information.
Yeah.
So and then I'm finished. And
yeah, nice early day.
Nice early days. I'm loving it. But see, those gaps are meant for me in the library. It's not, I'm finished, I can go home, I can sleep for the rest of the day. Sometimes I do, but it's because the rest of that time you're meant to be spending doing your assignments and studying your information.
And do you find it easy to incorporate that library time into your day?
I do. I struggled with it in the beginning. First and second year is very lecture heavy.
Yeah.
And then they expect you to also do your library work. So I could be in from like 10 to 5 and then I still have to get work done. That's too much. Even here, like I have a 2-hour break one day and I'll go to the library for an hour. Or even 40 minutes. I tend to do 40 minutes and then I have to get up and go for a walk. And then especially a lot of our projects is, now I know people hate this, group projects. So it's really easy to just work in a group and do the work. By 4th year, everyone's there on purpose, so it should be like fun.
Everyone's working. Yeah,
everyone's working. Exactly. Sometimes, but it's quite simple. It is. I'm still learning how to balance my library life. I haven't perfected it, but I found little things to kind of encourage me and help me out.
Yeah.
So I'll always bring, I can't buy it because that'll be very expensive very quickly, but I'll bring a nice drink with me. It's usually a little coffee. And then I'll do 40 minutes, I'll get up, I'll go for a walk, and I'll come back. And I mean, it depends who you are, but by then I'm studying stuff that like I'd be looking at my own anyway. Do you know?
Yeah.
It's interesting things.
You're motivated to study.
Exactly. You're motivated to study, and it doesn't feel like studying.
That's fantastic.
And then my Thursday is a bit of a doozy. All right. Yes. So it starts with, what does it start with?
Conservation and wildlife management. That sounds good.
I'm enjoying it.
Yes.
So our morning class is our presentation class.
Ooh.
So
at 9 a.m.
9 a.m.
9 a.m. presentation.
You get it out of the way. So about every 2 to 3 weeks, that's our presentation class. So basically he'll give us a topic. You have a week to do it, so it's not like a super comprehensive presentation at all. Same thing, you have a paper, or you don't even have a paper for this. He gives you a topic, a very specific topic. You have to find a relevant paper and then present on that paper.
Interesting. So you have to go and do some research yourself.
And that's basically
in the field.
You'd have learned how to do that by 3rd year, definitely. You have a module where they teach you how to find papers, how to make sure they're good papers, because not all of them are good, and how to dissect them. And that's basically applying it very quickly. So that's quite nice. And then sometimes then that's just a normal lecture, and that's fine too. So we don't have presentations every week.
Right, good.
And then the next one is that restoration ecology?
Restoration, restoration ecology. What's restoration ecology? And rewilding. Oh, I see. Yeah, very, very topical.
Very topical. Basically what it says on the thing. So that's another lecture that we have. That's with Marcus Collier. And that's basically looking at our environment and our ecology and international ecology and restoring it.
And is there a focus on on Irish ecology, obviously because it's available to us, or is it more looking at case studies from across the world?
For this or in general?
For this module, the
For
restoration
this,
ecology.
it's looking at Irish.
At Irish.
We'll be looking at Ireland-based things.
Yeah.
Many of them do bring in other countries
Yeah.
and case studies,
Yeah.
because that's just good practice. But it's under this, all of this you're learning under the assumption that when you graduate, you'll be using it here in Ireland.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you kind of need to understand.
Yeah, our environment.
How it applies, exactly.
Yeah.
And then you have research comprehension again.
Mm-hmm. This is related to your capstone project.
Yes.
Yeah. What have you decided on your capstone project?
So I have a general topic.
Go on.
So you're lucky enough to have this semester. So zoology is different. It's flipped. So most of our moderatorships, they choose, they're given a list of projects, and they choose from that list 1 to 10 their preferences. Right. And then you're given that and the associated supervisors. For zoology, you're given a list of supervisors. Oh. So your professors, and like this is at the end of third year, most of them, you've been working with them. At this point, if they like you, they see you as friends, if not just equals. And then you will work with your supervisor to decide a topic.
Right. So you're choosing your supervisor based on their discipline, how it interests you. Yeah.
Yeah. So obviously, if you want to do something in behavioral ecology, you're not going to be choosing the professors that look at developmental biology. You're going to be choosing the ones that do that kind of work.
Yeah.
And then I think that works as well because it gives you a bit of flexibility. It's great if you know what you want to do, and it's good if you kind of know, but you don't really, because you're like, you can go to them and go, hey, I really like birds and their behavior, but I have no idea what I can do with that. Yeah. And if that's their speciality, you can be like, I know exactly what you can do with that.
Yeah, yeah. That's great. You can really draw on their expertise and then shape your project that way.
Exactly, yeah. And some of our capstones is just desk study, which is you're at your computer and you're pulling in different research projects and you're comparing them. And then others have field work, so you're out in wherever, quite literally field work, and you're collecting data samples. And then others have labs where you're in the lab and you're doing typical lab things.
Yeah.
So
science stuff.
It's a wide range that you can choose from.
So then you can lean into your personal preference, your personal learning style. That's great.
Exactly, yeah. So I'm very lucky I got developmental biology. So I'll be having some lab-based, I'm hoping. And I have a general idea of what my capstone is going to be, but I don't have it like pinpointed. Yeah. I still have to talk to my supervisor.
Yeah.
So I want to look at, she gave a list of potential projects. We don't have to choose from it, but it's like, hey, this is what I'm good at. This is what we're doing already in the lab. So it benefit you to choose from that because we have the equipment and we have the knowledge.
Yeah. And you can slot right in.
Exactly. If you were really like, if I really want to do this, they will accommodate that, but they might not necessarily have the knowledge that you might need down the line.
Yeah.
So there's that. But I'll be looking at something like male versus female expression in the gene in the spine. And how that, yeah, so
the expression of the gene, I didn't hear the last part of that sentence.
In the spine.
Oh, in the spine. Right.
So
interesting.
Yeah, so spinal development, and yeah, it's very rough. It's a very rough idea.
You're still in the area, but it's great that you have, you're not under pressure to pick it now or to pick from a list of things you don't want. You have time to discuss this with your supervisor and develop the idea.
Exactly. This idea has changed about 3-5 different times. So
yeah, I bet.
But yeah, that doesn't start until next semester.
Yeah.
And then my Friday's okay.
Yeah. Back where we started, back at data handling.
Back at data handling with the lab. And then you have a break, and then that's the environmental impact assessment. And that's kind of looking at Natura 2000, the different laws and policies that we have in place in Ireland. And then environmental impact assessment, there's like reports that you have to do anytime you want a building constructed.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm now that I'm thinking about it, I'm aware of what that is. I just never really thought that you'd have to do it in college, but of course it makes total sense.
Yeah. So
so that would be I mean, that's also very, very topical, very practical,
extremely. I think 4 years were finally clicked. It didn't even really happen in third year. 4 years, like, oh, I can directly see where I'd be using this in this job, or
yes, that's great.
And then you zone in a bit more. You lock in. You're like, oh, I actually do need to know this. Whereas I think in first and second year, it's a lot more abstract. It's kind of like, it still feels like the leaving cert, where it's like, this is just a bunch of information I need to know for an exam.
Yeah.
In third and fourth year, it's like, this is relevant information that I want and need to know when I graduate for this job that I'm looking to do.
Yeah, so it's you really start to focus. How did you, now I know you said you were a Kerry woman, but did that play into your choice of zoology as your pathway? And also then, are some of your friends in other pathways and they're enjoying those?
So I knew in school that I wanted to do science.
Yeah.
I was thinking medicine.
Yeah.
And then I got offered English and geography in UCD. And I was kind of like, okay, I'll accept that. And then my family was like, you're not really happy with that, though. And I was like, no, not really. I want science.
Yeah.
It was just the luck of the draw. But then I realized I don't want to do medicine. I like the lab aspect of that. So I actually came into this this course thinking I was going to go into molecular medicine or immunology.
Right.
So completely different from what I was expecting. Then in second year, I took a module, animal behavior. And I really, really enjoyed it. And it took a day. You could go to the zoo. You do have to work. There's a bit of like a notebook you have to fill out. And I spent the summer then, and I think that's where it clicked, down in Wexford doing a summer student course in biodiversity.
Oh, great. Yeah.
So I initially took it just as a job for the summer, as most students do.
Yeah.
But then I realized, oh, I'm really enjoying this. And then I thought back and I was like, as a kid, my grandfather had chickens. I was always on my cousin's farms, picking up birds and playing. I was like, I really enjoy that. That's what makes me happy. So I shifted my mentality from, I should do this. Yeah. And this is what's expected, to, this makes me really happy. And I'll figure out the money bit. And there is money in it. It's going to be a very important job. It is coming. So I went, I'll do zoology. I almost did environmental science, but I will admit, I'm just not that interested in grass. So there was one too many grass modules. So I went zoology.
Yeah.
And I think we have 2 field trips in zoology where you spend a week down in Cork doing marine science and a week in Glendalough doing terrestrial. Love that. And I think it goes into your head so much faster. And it's especially in third year, you might have friends, but then they could be in other moderatorships. So I know myself personally, when I came into zoology, I didn't know anyone. Because in a course of like 300 people, chances are you might not know everyone coming into your moderatorship. So your first week in third year is a week down in Cork. So you're kind of forced. But we were saying, like, I think it stood to us because there's still other moderatorships where they haven't quite clicked, or know each other. We're forced to know each other. We're living with each other for a week.
Yeah.
So
and that's right at the start of third year. So it's a good way to kick it off.
The first day, show up, you get a bus down. And then in second semester, third year, you spend a week in Glendalough doing small mammal trapping, insects, river stuff. And then in final year,
Yes.
I didn't choose to do it, but in first semester, there's an optional trip to Kenya for a week.
Oh, wow.
So I know some of my course mates who did it and they loved it.
I bet. Now, for instance, let's say that trip to Kenya, but also say the trip to Cork. Is there any funding or bursaries or anything to help you accommodate that?
Yeah, so the professors themselves obviously try to keep the costs down. I can't quite remember how much the trips were. They were around 100 and something.
Okay.
But I was offered, like, if I couldn't fund that myself, the TAP would help me fund it.
Yeah, we do in TAP. We offer bursaries to students to cover field trips and equipment and things like that. Yeah.
There is, I didn't notice this until after I'd gone, but Susie actually covers mandatory field trips. But there's a form that you have to fill out and send them before you go on that field trip.
Oh, that is an excellent piece of information. I am going to look up that and investigate that a little bit myself. That is really, really helpful, but you have to know that in advance because you need to have that form done and sent off to Susie before the trip happens.
Yeah, before the trip happens. So I found out, I think literally the night after I got back from Cork, I was like, oh, no, I had no issue paying for it, but it would have been nice to know that Susie would cover it.
Would cover
and
it,
then,
yeah.
The zoology, the School of Zoology, if any student is having difficulty paying for it, just to contact them.
Yes, yeah.
So because it is mandatory, those trips are mandatory. They want to help and they need to help. Yeah. But they were saying, all of these professors, they're in this field. It's their passion. They want to be there. They're as excited as us.
Yes, absolutely. So let me ask you this then, because it's coming up to 1:15, and I'm going to let people go on with the rest of their lunchtime. Otherwise, we could actually be talking for ages about this. This is fascinating. I actually just wanted to bring you all the way back to the PLC that you did, and maybe you can just talk about the ways that you found it helpful to have done that PLC.
So I did pre-university science laboratory techniques. It was 1 year PLC, and it did the basics. So coming into biomed, I had done no chemistry in the leaving cert.
Okay.
I had my biology. So you have a chemistry module that you have to do in first year.
Yeah.
But it's leaving cert biology, leaving cert chemistry.
Right.
But when you go into university, it's kind of like, oh God, I don't know any of this, and he moves a little bit quickly. It's changed now, we've improved it, but you move at a pace where if you have never done chemistry before, you're going, oh God,
you're going to struggle.
It's very overwhelming.
Yeah.
Especially because it's your first week, everything's overwhelming.
Yes.
So I was like, oh, I recognize that. Oh, this is okay. Where it really stood to me is my writing and my assignments.
Right.
So they don't give basically they're like, hey, write an essay on this subject, write a lab report on this. They won't give you a format on exactly what you have to do.
Yeah.
They'll give you, okay, obviously we're looking for an introduction, an abstract, a method section, and a results section. Because it can change, and sometimes they're only looking for introduction, methods, discussion, results. So they'll tell you the headlines of what they're looking for.
Yeah.
But they won't tell you the formatting, the referencing, and all of that. So, my PLC, we had so many so many lab reports to do. And I'm like, oh, I'm comfortable with writing this. I know how to write this.
Right.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And it speeds it up as well. And another place is in the labs, just getting familiar with a lot of the techniques that you're using and the equipment that you're using as well.
Yeah.
Because
so you went in, confident in the lab environment.
And that makes a difference as well. Because instead of spending time going, oh, I'm not sure, it's like, okay, I'm comfortable, I'm happy, I know what I'm doing.
Yeah. And then that frees you up to learn.
Exactly. You've a lot of labs in first and second year.
Yeah.
And then depending on your moderatorship, I can't speak for others, it kind of lessens of it. Like I can show you here, I have some photos from labs. So not all of my labs were dissection labs. They're just the labs that I took photos of because they were cool. But you can see here my week in Cork and my week in Glendalough.
Amazing.
Some dissections that we had.
Yes.
And then here, I just wanted to throw in, this is my semester next semester.
Oh, so I see.
This is a week.
Yeah.
Now, this is a week. I've 3 hours of official classes next semester, and that's it.
And that's it. It's all capstone then. It's
all capstone.
All capstone final project.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. So but I mean, that's like so sophisticated, you know, that you're like have to basically manage this big final project, bringing together all your research. I know that you have a lot of guidance from your supervisor, but it really does kind of show that by the time you get to fourth year, you're at a really high academic level.
You're self-sufficient almost, because they're not going to be emailing you going, hey, come into the lab today. You have to get up, you have to go in, you have to do your work, because if you don't, you're not going to have anything to show at the end of the semester. They're not going to be checking, well, they will, but they're not going to be like getting on to you. It depends. They could be like, hey, are you unwell or is everything okay? But they're not going to be coming in every day making sure that you're in as well. Basically, those are the 3 hours I have each week of class. The rest of the time, I have to get up, I have to go into the lab, I have to know what I'm doing with the help of whoever's there, and work away on it, and then write it up, all on my own free time. The benefit is there is, like, I know TAP and the Disability Service, they'll have supports.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, I'm not one, I really like structure. I like this. Because it's like, I have lessons then, and then the gaps I'll go to the library. This, I'm like, oh, I've a lot of free time, a bit too much free time.
Yeah.
So they'll help you with that essentially. If
to help you structure your days. Yeah. Well, look, this has been absolutely fascinating. We could keep going, but we better finish up. Thank you so much for being part of this. I really, really appreciate your time, Alison, and thank you for sharing your timetable. It looks fascinating. Good luck with your capstone project.
Thank you.
And I will catch up with you separately. I'm going to end the recording here, but I just want to thank you again so much for doing this and sharing your insights.
Of course, thanks. And if anyone has questions, you can send them on to me afterwards if you wish.
Yeah, that would be wonderful. Thank you so much for making yourself available. Cheers.
Bye.
Bye, Alison.